Hey guys, it's Melanie here from Christian YA Books and More. I am going to attempt to do a 24-hour read-a-thon. I do not have any makeup on right now. I am probably looking really tired because I actually am. I want to get in as much as I can before the end of the year, and I think this is the only way I'm gonna be able to do it. I have to work on Saturday, so I'm doing this Thursday night. It is 11:34, so I'm setting myself up right now. You guys will see this in the haul soon. I'm gonna do a Christmas haul, but I did get the Hans Christian Andersen's Complete Fairy Tales. My husband got me this. It was such a nice gift. So I'm going to do a fairy tale in here or two depending on how long they are, and then I probably, obviously I won't finish this before the end of this 24-hour read-a-thon, but I do want to get in some pages and some words in here so I can add that to my total. I have started two books that I do want to finish. So one of them being the Keeping Christmas by Dan Walsh. I was given this by Revell to review, I think a year ago when it first came out. At the time, I really was not able to relate to this book at all. This year, however, I picked it up, and for whatever reason, bits and pieces of what the main character is going through I actually could relate to, and I found it really fascinating, and so I decided to pick it up and start reading it. I have only gotten into a tiny bit of this, so I got really busy for Christmas and put it down. So I didn't get to finish that. So I'm gonna try to finish this. It's a small book. I think I can do it in the 24-hour read-a-thon. And then I also want to finish during this time. This is actually why I'm doing this. I really want to finish this book. I told Patricia Beale that I would read this during the month of December. I did start it near the beginning of December, and I haven't gotten very far, as you can see, not too far, because at that time there were some issues that came up and I wasn't able to really commit to it. Basically what I'm finding is that homeschooling has really taken up a huge portion of my reading time that I was not expecting. So now, like, is really difficult for me. So I want to get this book out of the way for Patricia so I can get a review up for her. It's really sweet that she gave this to me, and I was hoping to get to it. So this was the reason why I started the read-a-thon, so I can get this book out of the way and make sure I get that for her done. And so yeah, so basically I'll give you guys a bit of a wrap up when I finish the read-a-thon, hopefully tomorrow. Then the other ones I do want to start and hopefully get to finish is, I just got this in the mail for my Christmas present, yay! It is Jenny B. Jones' A Sugar Creek Christmas. It's not very big either. I haven't read that far into it. It's just that's how the book came, already like that. Anyways, but I'm really excited to read this. This looks so cute. And then if I can, I really want to get to Murder Served Simply, and it is the Amish Quilt Shop Mystery by Isabella Allen. I really want to read this, so I'm really excited about this one. And then last one I want to get to, if I can, is from my local library. It is the Colin Cobble Silent Night, Holy Night, 2 Christmas novellas. I don't really usually read novellas, but when I saw this, I thought, hey, I could probably put that in a 24-hour read-a-thon and get it finished, so that's kind of cool. And also I wanted to read a little bit about her because I do have a couple books, well, you guys saw the series that I picked up, and I want to get to those eventually too. So, but I'm gonna go wash my face, get ready, start in 15 minutes the read-a-thon for 24 hours. I think the person who's done this is Zoe, by Read by Zoe. I think I have to double check, and if it is, I will put the link of hers original one down below. And yeah, we'll see how much I get to. Hey guys, so it is almost 3 in the morning and I have finished quite a lot. I got one whole story in the Hans Christian Andersen fairy tales. It was really good. I really liked it a lot. It actually inspired me quite a bit. And then I started working on A Season to Dance by Patricia Beale. It's going really good, lots of drama. It's a really interesting book so far. At page 87 and now I'm at 152. What is that, like 50 pages or something like that? I can't think, it's so late here, but I do think I'm going to head to bed. It is quite late in the morning for me and I am getting tired, so I'm gonna head to bed and try to get up early and get a good start so I can get some reading in. So hopefully I'll check back with you in a little bit. Hey guys, okay, so I had gone to sleep and I got about 6 hours or so of sleep. I woke up around 9 o'clock. Most of my kids were sleeping, a couple of them were up, and then we did breakfast. I had a couple coffees, checked the email, did what I need to do, started some laundry, and now I am going to continue on with A Season to Dance. It's not super long of a book. It's about 242 pages to the end, and of course I'll read all the little bits afterwards. So I'm gonna try to get that done. I am almost finished. I have a little bit left to go, about 100 pages, and then I will be done. Yeah, it's about 100 pages or so, or less actually. And then I will move on to my next book, but by then it'll probably be lunchtime, and because it's about 11:20 now, it's raining and it's kind of an inside day for the kids, so we are just kind of puttering and doing things, and I'm going to try my best to get a lot of reading done. And then I'm just going to continue on with my day. So hopefully I can get some reading in. It is nice not having to do homeschool. I don't have to worry about planning or putting out lessons or making sure everybody's getting them done. We just get to enjoy our day, so that's nice. And I get to read. Hey guys, it's Melanie here. Okay, so I am on page 168 of A Season to Dance. I want to say A Time to Dance all the time. A Season to Dance by Patricia Beale. This book, you guys, is very dramatic. Like, it's full of bad decisions. I'm just kind of like, oh no. It's definitely an adult book. Patricia Beale has, I'm finding that like about halfway through, about 100 pages in, I finally felt the groove of this book and got into the writing style. The first person narrative was really difficult to get into at first. I think just because it just leaves a lot of people one-dimensional. Now I feel like it's getting a bit two-dimensional, but still I feel like there's a lot lacking. But at the same time, it is moving quite, you know, it's moving. It's just, I don't know how I feel about this book yet. It's an adult book. This is definitely more stuff in this book that even Julia Clausen's books have, and sometimes people feel like The Painter's Daughter was one of the most risky books that I've read, in that sense of like sin and getting involved with people and things like that. It's still clean in the sense of like it doesn't explain exactly what they're doing, but she's made multiple decisions that I would not recommend anybody as a Christian to do, given that these main characters are not Christians. It's before they find Christ and their walk towards Christ. These characters are battling their faith or even any faith, and so it'll be interesting to see how this book ends. But at this point, it's quite the drama-filled adult content kind of book, more so than I'm typical of reading, and I probably wouldn't recommend this for those that are sensitive to those issues. Sex before marriage, things like that. This definitely is something the main character is dealing with, and falls prey to. And yeah, so it's quite interesting. The book starts out, I think, in the future for the first chapter, and then now it's going deeper into what happened prior to that. It's very interesting, very trauma. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm gonna rate this, but at this point, it's good. It's just that content is actually bothering me a little bit. But it's a good book. She's, you know, I'm finding her writing halfway point till now a lot better to read, a lot easier for me to read. It felt a little disconjointed at the beginning, and I had a hard time getting into the first bit because she chose to write it in a first-person narrative. The cool thing about first-person narrative is that you get to really feel what the character is feeling, and Patricia does a really good job of writing that. The problem with first-person narrative is that you have to write it in such a way, and I know because I wrote my first book in first-person narrative. I think new authors find it easier to do that because they're very introspective of themselves, and they want to get that out in paper writing, and a lot of times it's a personal story that they're trying to get out. And I kind of feel like, knowing a little bit about Patricia and the background that she has, there's a lot of personal notes in here, and I think this story is probably very personal to her heart, and so that's probably why she wrote it in a first-person perspective. But as a reader, it sometimes leaves the other characters not very well developed, because you don't really get to see a lot of them outside of the first person's mind and the connection. What I'm finding with this book is that the love she's expressing and the love that she's giving to one person over another, or vice versa, it feels the same. It's really confusing to me. Like, I couldn't imagine loving two people at once and giving my affections to two people at once. Yeah, so there's just some issues, like, but you know, like, it's just hard to really get the full grasp of what she actually feels, even though it's introspective in the sense of a first-person narrative. So yeah, that's what I'm getting at right now with this book. I'm not sure, because I've seen some reviews up saying how it's really good, full circle kind of book. So I'm really interested to see the end, how she comes to Christ, because there's definitely this underlining how she comes to Christ. And it's interesting because even in my first book that I wrote, that was the story I wanted to tell, was somebody who was dealing with issues, dealing with sin, and how they came to Christ. But in a first-person narrative, I felt like I lost a lot in that, in doing that. That's why the second book that I wrote was in third person, because then you got a lot more out of even the other characters involved and things like that. And I think I would have liked this book to be done in third person, but we'll see. I'll finish it hopefully. But right now, actually, I'm going to start some lunch because it's noon. So I'm going to take a break. That's why I'm giving you this update. What I'm finding in the book, it's quite interesting. I actually really like the book. I like the storyline. I love the idea of ballet. I was really hoping to see more of that, even describe more, but it is really cool to even have a book that has that in it. So I'm really excited to finish this book and get it reviewed for Patricia. Thank you very much for thinking about me and letting me read this book. It's out of my reading genre. I don't really read a lot of romance, or just when there's just romance novels, but because it had the ballet aspect, I thought I'd give it a try, and I do like that a lot about this book, the ballet scenes. I took ballet when I was younger, so I really appreciate it, and actually I took it when I was older too, so it's kind of fun to kind of think about it that way. Anyways, I'll give you another update soon, and hopefully I can read some more. Now I have some more to do. Hey guys, it is now 10, almost 11 o'clock at night. I have finished one whole book so far, A Season to Dance by Patricia Beale. I did spend some time doing the review and posted it up because she did want it done in December and I wanted to get that right out of the way. That way I knew it was there and done. I will probably post a bit of a review and at least put this in a haul as well for her. But I'm so excited. I finally finished the book. I did rate it 4 stars. It was really good. Really hard to get into in the beginning, as you guys saw. I really struggled with that. There were some issues in the book that I had a problem with. But that end, I was in tears. My husband came home and I was a blubbering basket case and the kids were laughing at me. We had supper. Then I had to get the kids into bed and stuff, and now is my time, which is almost 11 o'clock, so I really only have an hour left. I don't know what book I want to pick up next. I actually really want to pick up like something like this, but I know I'm not going to finish that in my 24-hour read-a-thon. So I was considering, because I already started this book, I was considering just finishing this one. Not a big book, so I'm hoping that I will be able to get this book done in an hour. Yeah, I guess I slept too much, 6 hours of sleeping, and then of course I had like, I didn't even put the stuff in there in this video that I had to do too. Like, I went and did 4 loads of laundry today. I had to deal with the kids and put out fires and be a mom and stuff, so it is a lot of work just even a day off trying to read. So yeah, it was fun, but I'm almost done. I have an hour left. I'm gonna stop talking so I can get to reading and get this going. Hey guys, okay, it is officially 12 o'clock and this read-a-thon is finished. I'm on page 16 of my book, Keeping Christmas by Dan Walsh. It's actually really good. I like the fact that this is a male writer and he does an amazing job with both perspectives of male and female. When I first picked up this book, it's about a couple who have children that have moved away and they are trying to reestablish their Christmas with having kids gone. And I couldn't relate to this when I first picked it up last year when Revell actually gave it to me for a review. And when I picked it up this time, I really could relate to some of the aspects, some of the feelings that our main character is having, Judith. She has a great friend, Betty, who's walking beside her in this, and her husband is best friends with Betty's husband, and they're trying to, you know, buy a fishing boat, and they're just really down-to-earth people, and I really love that about this book. I got halfway through, not quite as far as I wanted to get, and I didn't finish 2 books even. So I got in 1 story from my fairy tale retelling book. I had that whole entire book finished by Patricia Beale, and I got in, let me see how many pages. I'm on page 87, and I started at 47 actually, so I got 40 pages done in an hour. Yeah, I wish I got to read more in this 24 hours. I'll have to do this again so I can get some more done and maybe read less. But there's no way I can be functional if I don't get to bed around this time and have at least 6 hours of sleep at night. So I kind of had to do that. But I was excited to do this, and I'm glad I got Patricia Beale's story out of the way, and I'm starting on some new stuff, so I'm really happy about that. And now I'm gonna go to bed and go to work tomorrow, so happy reading. Hey guys, so that was my 24-hour read-a-thon. I'm so happy you came along with me and enjoyed it as well. So to wrap up, I had a really good ambition to read, I think it was like 6 books I wanted to read all together. I was really thinking I could actually make it, but let's be honest, I do have 5 children, and that is just really difficult to do even on a day off that I was supposed to technically have, which I really didn't have because I'm still working. It's not like I have time to myself on my days off, so that is part of the issue. But I was really excited because I did get a couple pages in this, Then I got all of this book done, which was nice. I did start it originally, but I wasn't that far in, and I finished the entire book, so that was awesome. And then I started to get into this again, which was actually really good. I read this at my work today. It was awesome. And so I'm almost about 50% now in, and I will finish that up soon. So I'm really excited. I did get some of my books that I wanted done, so that's great. I of course didn't get all of the Hans Christian Andersen book done. That's a honkin' book, and I doubt that I would probably finish that at all in my Read-A-Thon, but it was super good, really inspiring, and I'm glad I got the other book done. I was really happy to finish that for Patricia. I was supposed to have it done by Christmas, and unfortunately I did not get it done by Christmas. So I had to pump this book out, and I was really excited that I got it done during this Read-A-Thon. Anyways, thank you very much for coming along with me during this time, and I hope you guys are having a great time. Happy reading. Bye!